Hi, welcome to Kaduna Peace Promotion and Advocate Project podcast. I am Aliyu Alhassan Kutigi, Communication Lead at Yandite Community. And today here with me, I'm having Mr. Zailani AG Musa, who we will be discussing the role of local insecurity in combating insecurity in Kaduna State. Sir, do you welcome? Would you give us a few introduction about you?
My name is Zailani Musa. I'm a youth advocate and conflict advisor, and I'm also the public relation officer of Kaduna State Vigilante Service. I'm into youth activities, most especially at the grassroots level.
That's good. Thank you so much. Um, the, the topic of the discussion of today is actually the role uh, CADVIS and other local security agencies plays in ensuring security, stable security in Kaduna State. So we know over the years, Kaduna State have faced numerous security issues relatively. So we want to understand the structure or understand the local security structure in Kaduna State. Could you just give us a highlight about that?
In June 2016, the former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, deemed it fit that we have local securities around the state who are complementing the effort of the government. So he decided to put them under the umbrella of Kaduna State Vigilance Service. They being volunteers supporting and combating crime in the state. He felt there's this interagency rivalry and conflict, so he decided to bring them under the umbrella of KADVIS, Kaduna State Vigilance Service. And since then, we've had a volume of getting to about 15,000 plus, and we have a structure across the 23 local government and 255 wards of Kaduna, and also the headquarters, which is at the heart of Kaduna, at Kaduna North Kasina Road. And the structure also from the hierarchy, the 001, who is the commander, then we have the 2IC, the admin, the public relation officer, the crime office, and intelligence office. At the local government level, we have the sector coordinators who are in charge of local governments. Then at the ward level, we have ward supervisors. And the major aim that CADVIS was established is for intelligence gathering and also to support the police and other security agency in information gathering, and also to see how they'll use their manpower and workforce to help in giving the DSS, the police, the army, and all other security agencies information, timely information, so that they will be able to run swift into action to see how they can mitigate crimes and also challenges faced as far as insecurity is concerned.
Thank you so much for that piece of explanation. That was very interesting. And bit of which we earlier mid last year we support from Nigeria Youth Future Fund and Leap Africa. We were able to got a security grant to initiate the KADPAP project in Kaduna State, where we train 40 local champions within Kaduna on the peace building, peace promotion, and looking at the challenges we are facing in Kaduna State. Could you give us how CADVIS, are addressing insecurity at the grassroots level, so that anytime these champions are doing or having a look at the security challenges Kaduna State, they will have something to blend on?
As I've said earlier, the structure of CADVIS says it all, and other local security outfits, which CADVIS is always on the lead due to its strong affiliation, or should I say, due to it being passed into law by government. And you all know some of the leverage we have over other security agencies are anything that happens, or any form of crime, or any form of early response or early warning, it has to do from a particular place in the state. And wheresoever that place is, it has to be a particular community where people reside. And CADVIS, having structure in all of these places around the state, will be the first line of contact, or can be the first point of action whereby if you see a face that you don't actually recognize, uh, before you are even admitted into KADPAP, you have to be a resident of Kaduna State and you have to be in a community where you've stayed for at least minimum of 7 years. So you see, you must be familiar with people around your community, stakeholders, traditional rulers, and even the security agencies like the police. So when you see a strange face or a strange event or a strange activity, you easily identify. And what do? You get that information and relate it to and pass it to the related agencies. And when you do that, the agency will now swift into action, or they will call you for more information. If it's arrest, you don't have to be a KADPAP personnel as long as you not put your life into danger for you to be able to arrest a situation. So having the ambassadors is just like a plus because they also belong to a particular community. So it's just like a plus whereby we always advise, like the National Youth Council, the Ariwa Consultative Forum, any form of organization that has to do with youth. We always advise them to come close to KADPAP because they have a mandate and they belong to a community. And collaborating with KADPAP, it's going to now give us more access to information so that we be able to disseminate it to the appropriate agency for a timely action.
Thank you so much for that. Okay. Looking at dealing with citizens from different angle of the state, and like I earlier said, with the historical background of Kaduna State facing a lot of conflict around the southern part and some part of the north. I'm looking forward to how you people leverage and how you guys deal with transparency and accountability. How can accountability and transparency be ensured within the local security, not only KADPAP, to prevent abuse of power and promote public trust?
That can be achieved, even though it has been difficult over the years. And I think that's one of the reasons why the former governor, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, deemed it fit to see that it is passed into law so that it can be regulated by the government and other civil societies in the state. And when you look at the current administration, he came on board, Malam Obasani, Distinguished Senator Obasani, he came on board and as well felt we needed more numbers due to the increase in crime rate and to see how he is going to support his sustained agenda. And he recruited about 7,500 new KADPAP personnel whom were trained at the Police College, Kaduna. So giving us that number, KADPAP is a voluntary outfit whereby the personnel are not being paid. We don't have sufficient budget to carry out our operation, but the current governor, what he actually did was not to provide vehicles, which has been one of our mobility, which has been one of our major challenges, and has also offered those that were trained training allowance and stipend. So now, this current budget that has been signed into law, he has agreed to see how he can get a sizable number of about 10,000 plus that he's going to put them on monthly salary stipend so that they can be able to run their activity efficiently. Because when you talk about transparency and accountability, if you're giving somebody a weapon and you want him to secure the lives and property of citizens, that person also have a family, that person also have a daily needs. And we all know it's not only KADPAP where we have bad eggs. We have them in the police, we have them in the army, we have them in all other security agencies. But at the grassroots level, whereby, as I've said earlier, you need to belong to a particular community, there's always going to be eye on you because you don't work outside your jurisdiction of your community. Somebody in Sabongari ward cannot go and work in Kaduna, not Abakwa ward, because people in Abakwa, they are not going to be familiar with that person from Sabongari. So if you are in Sabongari, you have to work within Sabongari. So you be easily held accountable, and each of your activity within the law. As I've said, that we support the police and other security agency in information gathering and also to secure the lives and property. So when we have cases, for instance, like SGBV, sexual and gender-based violence, we don't have the capacity to go into it, investigate, and also prosecute. We don't even prosecute. So all we do is when a case is being reported of such, or we see a case of such, all we need to do is just to make the arrest and refer it to the relevant security agency. In most cases, for more transparency and accountability, we now call organization like yours that has a related thematic area to the crime that is being committed for them to come. Okay, we have a case of SGBV. come also and follow up with the police so that we'll make sure justice is being served.
Exactly.
So in so many flexible way, even though it is not a particular mandate of CADVIS, if you have something that has to do with technology, like the mats we see vandalizing of MTN mats and other technological items, and also the Kaduna Electric, or should I say the power sector as a whole, youths now go to vandalize, take their pipes and their cables and all of that. So all we do is, CADVIS being in all of these communities, as the challenges come on board, at times we'll now have to see how we deploy securities in those places, because they are in a particular community, and it is the duty of that community to secure public transformers, government properties, private properties, and so on. So that is why you see Kaduna State under KADFAMA, they've deployed CADVIS in most of these government agencies, MDAs, so that they are being given stipends so that they can be able to be paid instead of getting a private security. And it's going to now harmonize the information, the security information, because if something is happening, instead of having a private platform bringing it to us, since we're a platform that are under the government and also reside in communities, it's going to be easier to harmonize those information to be able to proffer solutions, lasting solutions to most of the security challenges in the state.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, that's very elaborating. Speaking of technology, part of the project, actually, the KADPAP project, was to see how the Kaduna people, or Kaduna citizen, we leverage the technology, the social media, in addressing issue of insecurity. Post-election and even before election, there were numerous misinformation and stuff like that around within Kaduna State, which pose a lot of danger to insecurity within the state. How can technology be used to enhance the effectiveness of local security efforts in Kaduna State?
I think technology is very, very key, because I'm also, my first degree is information and communication technology. And due to the area where I find myself, I work, which is CAD-based, I feel there is need for me to now go for a master's in peace and conflict and strategic studies, so that I'll be able to boost my capacity in that area. But when it comes to technology, coming on board under the commander, Brigadier General Ibrahim retired, we deemed it fit that CAVI should have a website, and also we should have WhatsApp and Facebook platforms and all other social media platforms where individual can be able to engage. Those in the local community, at timely basis, we go for radio programs whereby the lines will be open and people will engage our platform to see that they are be able to report situations, and also to give us timely feedback on some of the things that are happening in their communities. I got a call just last week. Somebody said he logged into our website. My contact is one of the contact that is on the website, and we have this chat box where if you go, there's a live chat room there where you chat and get feedback. So the person spoke to me. He's from Jos, that he bought an iPhone 14 Pro Max from someone that is in Kaduna here, and the person, since then, the phone has been giving him difficulty, and he sent the phone back to Kaduna, and since then the guy has neither returned the phone or the money. So you see, he's facing difficulty and he cannot even come to Kaduna. But using that platform to report that particular issue, I've not seen him before. All I'm doing now is to verify the authenticity of the case first. And when I do, I will ensure that our agency take it up, and where we have limits, we'll engage the police so that that person will be contacted, and if there is need, he'll be called to the office, being investigated, and if he's not willing, and if the case is genuine, we'll establish communication with the person, and if it's something that he needs to be arrested, or if he should do the needful, then you see technology has served that person that is from Jos. So you see, we have cases like this where you see somebody might just be passing by, maybe he's not a resident of Kaduna, and he'll just see an incident whereby he will not be able to wait to address it, or maybe because of the danger of what is happening, he'll just be able to call. In most times we do radio programs or TV programs, we do give our numbers whereby you call and report a case, and call will come in, and due to the structure that I told you, we have around the 23 local governments and 255 wards. So when you call and tell us the location, if you call and tell me that it is around Katari, I know Katari is around Kachia local government. So I'll call the sector coordinator of Kachia, tell him in so place around Katari, something is happening, and he will call the supervisor in charge of that particular unit. And before you know, we'll get to the place, get information, and report to the appropriate security. So CADVIS or local security outfit is really, really important for mitigating crime in any community.
Okay, thank you, Dad. Thank you.
And technologies like CCTV, sorry, Madam Nasr El-Rufai, and with this current administration, you can see some CCTV cameras in some places around the metropolis. You know how it is with people in the local area. So they are not too familiar with such kind of issues. So we use the other kind of approach, the grassroots approach. But where we have the metropolis, where there's so much investment that the state must have made, and the federal government as well. So those cameras helps in seeing real-time issues as they are happening. Either somebody trying to follow a wrong way to commit a crime, or either somebody is being chased from a particular location, and when they call the control center will be able to detect, he passed around Kasombachi, so he must be heading towards government house. So the camera from that area can be able to zoom the plate number and be able to take footage of that individual in that vehicle. Some of these structures are already in place. So, and some part of it are being implemented, and some part of it are yet to be implemented. So this is some of the ways that technology will play a vital role. But luckily for us in Kaduna, it is already doing so, and we are even hoping and praying for the government to do more, because it's going to really go a long way, whereby we will have a safe and secured society.
Okay, that's lovely. Okay, speaking about collaboration and partnership, how can not CADVIS only? We have all some of the security, local security agencies like the Kato, the Gora in Hausa, and others. Sure. So, how can this local security collaborate, effectively with like yours, with the other traditional security agencies? Like the police and the NSDC with militaries as well. So, is there any benefit or any challenges, with such partnership?
We have to correct you. They don't like when you call them Kato the Gora. They say they are civilian JTF.
Okay, yeah.
So, and also we have challenges. Let me speak about the challenges first. Some of the challenges is we are from communities, and they see that they are also from those communities, and they feel CADVIS is being maybe prioritized by government. But as I've said earlier, when the previous administration, before the inception of CADVIS, they agreed everybody's called on board to see how you can be able to, since you say security, you are supporting the government, because the government is meant to be in charge of security according to our constitution, secure the lives and property of the citizens. So since you want to support the government might decide to say, don't support me, I'll take care of my job. But since the government has agreed, come, let's work together, you want to support me, then I'm giving you a platform to work. But if you want to work with your platform, we have such challenges that they feel CADVIS, they are feeling a bit inferior. That is one. Then secondly, we have some privileges of some of the items we get from government, we that agree to work with the government under CADVIS. And we have our limitations because we have a law that establishes us, and we have guidelines that we use to work. So you see, those things gives us leverage over other local security vigilantes. So, but one thing that I believe we should all put at the back of our mind is we are trying to secure the lives and property of the citizens of the state. So what do? It's just to come to put hands on deck. So mostly what I'm happy is, even when we have little challenges between CADVIS and other local securities, all of us, our mandate is to support the police and other security agencies. So even they don't want to work together with CADVIS, with the power vested on the police, the DSS, the civil defense, the army, they can always bring us together to work with them. Because CADVIS is not independent per se. It works under the police. JTF and other local security outfits, they are not independent. They work under the police. If you are in Kaduna North, you must be answerable to the area command, the metro police, or the close by DPO within your jurisdiction. You can't operate alone. If you have an arrest, you are not meant to arrest or hold a suspect for up to 24 hours. You are not meant to have a suspect that will sleep over in your place. So you are meant to arrest, do some very preliminary investigation and hand it over to the police or the appropriate security agency. So you see, in terms of collaboration with the police and other security agencies, we are meant to collaborate. And if there's a good understanding, like the community I belong, we have a very good understanding with them. At some point, some of them have to even come to co-opt to Cardvis. You understand? So I think the benefits and the collaboration aspect, it is more than the challenges we have. The challenges is just mere factor of like you having a man having two wives. You know this rivalry between the first and the second wife and all of that.
Yes.
This one will be feeling as if the husband
Is
favoring this and that. That is just it. But when it comes to mitigating crime or when it comes to the line of duty, we collaborate and make sure we get things done.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, speaking of technology, let me just quickly refer that part too. So we have seen how international communities, leveraging technology, So is there a way CADBs can learn from this international best practice, in community policing and local security? How can this lesson be applied in Kaduna State?
Yes, sincerely, even though we still need more from Kaduna State, from the state, but the government are trying its best because in the areas of training, because we've trained up to like 200 and something sets, meaning training, arms handling, traffic control, and that's not basically my area, but most of this training, how you can be able to make arrests. We do internal training of 3 to 1 month, and we've graduated more than 200 sets under the leadership of our commander. He's a retired general. So, and some of this training has built the capacity of CADBIS personnel that when you see them in the field, you see them acting just like professionals. But some of the limitations we have, of which the burdens that is on government. Government has education to deal with, government has health to deal with, which we know security is paramount, but it has the police, the army, the civil defense and all that to deal with. So they just gave us vehicles, they've given arms, they are trying to get us a very good working environment. But some of the challenges is, we all know in developed countries, international organizations do come and support in capacity building, in seeing how they can be able to supply with like office equipment, trainings, and all of that. So if we can have some of these trainings, like an organization some weeks back just came and said they want to train CADBIS personnel in the areas of solar. What will that do? We all know these young people are giving their lives to see that they contribute in securing lives and property. So, but they should also, since they don't work 24 hours, they have time they work, and we have numbers that everybody works on shift and you work around your community. So what do you do outside the security work that won't tempt you from either start collecting bribe or collecting money? So your capacity needs to be built in the areas of even technology, in the areas of other kinds of tailoring and all of that, so that you can sew CADBIS uniform. You can repair and fix CADBIS uniform. You can be a shoe cobbler. You can be somebody that repair gadgets, phones, cameras, and what have you. So most of these ideas or most of these things is a too much burden for the state alone to handle or for the government alone to handle. So it is good whereby we have international communities or non-governmental organizations or philanthropists can come on board to see where they can be able to support, most especially in the areas of funding, to see how they can be able to build some of the capacities of these local vigilantes, since we know the need and the importance of them. So when that is done, it's going to encourage, build trust, and make people feel safer from the grassroots level. And when you have that, a lot of people will want to be part of it, because in CADVIS, you don't need to be a uniform personnel. You can be either a uniform personnel or non-uniform personnel. You can just be on your mufti all the time. When you see something, you just call and just say there's something happening here, since it's not about being paid. It's just how to see, you give information where you need to, so that the job is going to be done.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Zailani. That was very interesting. Okay, due to time factor, I want to give you 1 minute. If there is anything you would love to contribute, if it is outside our topic area for today.
What I would like to contribute is, I would like to say KADPAP is doing a great job, because having the youth being enlightened to see that they know their role, in the areas of securing lives and property of wheresoever you belong, in calling on attention of the youth to know that committing crime is not the way, and also to see that young people are being trained or are being given, their capacity is being built or are being aware and sensitized in the areas of security is very important, because if we are not safe or we don't have a safe community, we can't sit down here and have this podcast. So I feel security is paramount, and no young people should take security for granted. Don't think that why will I be a vigilante personnel? Since you don't want to have a career in security to be a police or a soldier, you can just be a voluntary vigilante personnel and use your expertise or your skill or your capacity to make input so that we can collectively build this nation. So this is what I have to say, and I'm honored on behalf of Cadres for having this privilege to do this podcast. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Zailani A.J. Musa. Mr. Zailani A.J. Musa is the public relation officer of KADPAP, the Kaduna Vigilante Service. And this brings us to the end of today's episode. And thank you so much, and do have a lovely day.
Thank you.